Hi, my name is Jonathan Chamberg. Welcome to my first DVD. I'm very excited about this DVD because people have been asking me for a long time about my training principles, and finally I'm able to put it onto a DVD and share with everybody here. I train such athletes as George St. Pierre, David Oiseau, Rashad Evans, Nathan Marquardt, and a slew of other UFC fighters, as well as the Canadian national wrestling team, celebrities all over the world. What's great about these techniques is it's not only great for the elite athlete, but can be used on a beginner, intermediate, and advanced levels. So in this DVD, I'm going to be going over foam rolling, active dynamic warm-up, our power sections, our strength sections, and conditioning. And I will have a special section just based on circuits derived for fighters and metabolic circuits for your everyday client. First section of this DVD and of my workouts is warm-up. Now, warm-up is broken down into three sections: foam rolling, activation, and our dynamic component. So in the foam rolling, we're basically trying to improve our tissue quality. Now, anybody can stretch, but if you have a knot in your tissue and you stretch that knot, you're basically just going to tighten that knot, and eventually it's going to snap on either side of the knot. So what we're trying to do is we're trying to roll out and try and improve the tissue quality so we can keep our athletes and our clients healthy. And not everybody can afford a massage a day. So before your athlete comes to train or your client comes to train, the most important part is they grab a foam roller and they start rolling out. Now, as you progress, you'll have less knots, so you won't have to roll as much or in as many places. So the first time you'll come in, it actually might be quite sore and quite painful. So you'll roll out your quads, your IT bands, your glutes, your lats, and then eventually, when the tissue improves, you won't have to spend as much time rolling. But to start off, you should spend at least 10 minutes, 8 to 10 minutes with a new client or athlete in rolling. And towards maybe the third week, fourth week, your client will feel very good and will be able to maybe do 4 minutes, 5 minutes of it. But very important to do foam rolling before each workout. So foam rolling, very important in improving tissue quality and keeping your athlete healthy and your client healthy. I have Karen here, who's not an elite athlete, but she's in great shape. She's going to demonstrate foam rolling. Now, it's just basically a soft tissue massage. It's a poor man's massage. So you're going to go over the areas that are a bit more knotted up. So quads, IT bands, calves, glutes, hamstrings, and then eventually it'll start feeling better and you'll be able to spend less time on each area. So Karen's going to go ahead and normally we always start with the quads, or she's going to start with the glutes. Just basically like rolling out dough. Now, in the glutes, she can actually put one foot on one knee, cross it, put that hand on that ankle. You can get a bit in deeper and turn over to that side. So you basically want to play around with it. I mean, you have so many different fibers that you just want to roll and see what's knotted up and see what's tight and play around with it a bit. Now she'll do the other side. Very important, foam roller. You can buy a foam roller to perform better. You want to make your own foam roller. Go buy a PVC pipe and put foam around it or pad it. Then she can move down. We don't usually play around with the lumbar spine too much, so she's going to go to her upper back. Tuck the elbows in. Very important. Probably get around 15 rolls each area, and as you start progressing, you might limit that down. She can go to her lats, or she can go to one side. Very important before every workout. Now normally we'd spend more time doing this. You'd find the areas that were tight. She'll go on her quads now, so on her stomach. Turn around, yeah. Up and back. Normally that's the easiest thing to do, so then she would go to her IT band, she'd turn to the side. If you're very tight and very knotted up, you would put one foot over. If you can handle it, try putting both feet together and try putting all your weight on put your legs straight. Yeah. Put all the pressure all the way to your quads. So Karen's obviously tight there. She obviously has knots. She might have a bit of DOMS from a workout prior. She actually worked out this morning. So, and switch sides. But to get ready before every workout, we'll foam roll. And then we'll go into our activation. Activation. Activating is like starting your car in the winter before you go drive it. It needs to be warmed up. So basically what we're doing is we're stimulating the body and we're warming it up and activating it so that we don't get injured when we start and that we already feel warmed up and ready to go on to when we're actually going to do our power movements. So activation, we're going to activate through patterns. We're going to do a glute activation, lunge sequences, and we're going to go through a whole array of movements that will get your body stimulated for the workout to come. Now, dynamic warm-up is after we've finished activating, we're going to go a bit faster. So we're going to get that engine really revved up. So we're going to throw in some skips, some cariokas, really get a lather going, get yourself really warm, maybe a bit of sweat, so that you're really ready when it's time to do your plyometrics, your rope pulls, your Olympic lifts, whatever may come. I want you as warmed up, as activated as possible, so you're ready to perform to your utmost abilities when it's time to actually start touching weights. I have with me here Cleo Nube. He's an Olympic wrestler for Canada. In the second progression, where basically after we roll out, we do some activation. So he's going to basically show you how to do a glute activation. We're going to start with mini band walks. Glute medius is probably one of the most underutilized stabilizers in the body. He's just going to do a basic mini band walk to activate the glutes. Small steps. Bend the knees a bit. Very basic, even smaller. Push out wide with the heels. That's it. Small steps. Now, if you want to spice it up a bit, we can do some ladder drills at the same time. So he'll go a 2 in, 2 out. Slowly. Start off slow. 2 in, 2 out. Yeah. Pushing out with the glutes. That's it. Nice and wide. Good. That's it. Good. As they get better at it, you can go a bit faster. So do it now fast. 2 in, 2 out fast. Wide. Good. So he's getting a little agility in, but at the same time really just activating the glutes, getting ready to start. We can do some jumps, so a little plyometric component in it. Sink down low, absorb. Good. That's it. And rest. Good. So his glutes will be on fire. Right after the mini band walks, I like to do a psoas activation. So the simplest form of it would be getting on your back. And psoas is a very interesting muscle. It's probably the only hip flexor past 90 degrees. I mean, so a lot of people don't even think about psoas. But what we want to do is flex the knees past 90, push one leg out, and try and keep this knee isometrically contract. So
your actual psoas is contracting. Come back in, and do the other side. So we're actually going to go, you can start people off with protocols of 5-second holds, 5 seconds, 5 times each side, and build them up. This is a blue elastic from Perform Better. You can go black elastic once they get stronger. If they're not strong enough, you go green elastic. But you'd want to basically progress them up to a black elastic to where there's more resistance. You can do an exercise on a bench, basically lifting your foot off a bench, holding it 5 seconds, come down, and build that contraction up. But you'd want to activate psoas in some certain way before you start. So we'd go mini band walks to activate the glutes. We just go right back to our backs right after. Do psoas, and then we'll go into the inchworm lunge sequence, and then we'll just dynamically warm up with the skips, the carioca, the leg swings, and so on. Okay, so we've gone over some of the exercises and the activation. Now, there's 1,000 exercises you could do to activate. We've cut it down a bit. Every athlete's different. So what I'm going to be showing you here is not necessarily what you should be doing, but it's definitely part of what you should be doing. So I'm going to show you the inchworm and a lunge sequence. You've already seen the mini band walks, and then we'll go into more of a dynamic sequence. So inchworm, great to activate the core and the hamstrings. You'll basically walk forward. Now, many people can walk forward even further, but you'd want to actually challenge the core, tippy toe up, get a good stretch, walk forward again, and then keep going in that same line. If you don't have a big space, just come up and back, up and back. The lunge sequences we'll show you are basically for beginners. You can just get them in a split squat position, have them split squat, have them move laterally. For our athletes, we like to get a bit more advanced. The beginner ones coming in is we'll just do walking lunges, and we'll do lateral lunges. So the same things we've done in the slide board after, we'll do here. So lateral lunges, we've gone linear. We'll do drop lunges, so we call them curtsy lunges, where we'll take a step behind, come back, take a step behind, come back. If you want to do them in one line, you would come here, push off, and back. Shoulder square, come back. So we'd actually do it a bit more pronounced than that. We'd actually use the whole AstroTurf line and go all the way down, all the way back, and we do a couple lines of each, and we'd get a bit more progress and go into our more dynamic stuff. But we want to do inchworm. We'd want to do our lunge sequence, so linear, lateral, and the drop lunges. And we'd probably want to do one set of mini band walks before that. George is going to demonstrate a leg swing, good dynamic warm-up, good to get the hips going. It's actually great, a lot of people don't know, but it's actually good for ankle mobility on the resting leg. And rest, other side. You want to kick through. And rest. Now George might go into a set of skips. So come here, we'll do our skips, bent leg, and then we'll go straight leg. So we're going to get fast with them, we're going to activate, we're going to skip, then we're going to go straight leg. And rest. Good way of dynamically warming up. Carioca, we'll put somewhere in our dynamic section, so probably after skips. Good at warming up the groin, good at starting the engine. So we're going to step over, drive through, come all the way down one line and come back. So it's step over fast, pop, pop, and come back the other way. So carioca, again, you're taking a good step over. It's more important that you get a good step over here, not worry about the back too much. So a lot of people do carioca just worried about the feet. I'd rather a good step over, and aggressive, and then continue and go the other way. And then again, skips, leg swings, so on and so forth.